Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a book review of Olive in Love, which is by Tonya Alexandra. First off, I'd like to say that I was sent this book in exchange for a honest review from Harkland Teen Australia, so thank you very much for them for sending me this book. This is an ARC, so this is not the finished copy. Now, when I first read the blurb of this book, I didn't think too much of it. I kind of skimmed through the blurb and I thought it was just about a girl who felt invisible and then she fell in love and it was like a contemporary read. And it was that, but it was much more than that, and this book surprised me. And I just finished this book an hour ago, and this book doesn't come out I think until April or something, but I just loved it that I want to film it now. It's February. I'm gonna have to wait to post my review, but I loved this book, guys. It surprised me. So maybe if I had properly read the blurb of this book, I maybe wouldn't have gone into it not thinking too much of it, but I'm glad I kind of went into the book not fully knowing. You see, the main character, Olive, is actually invisible, and I think it took me a couple of chapters to realize, I'm like, wait, hang on, is she actually invisible? Because I just thought she felt like that, because a lot of teens do feel invisible, and I think this is like, I guess, a theme of the book. Olive is invisible to everybody except for her one true love. She's plagued by a gypsy curse, and so she will be invisible to everybody except when her one true love comes along, and then they will be able to see her. Her mother had the same curse and it affected their family's life in a lot of ways, and now her mother is dead. She has a sister Rose, but her sister Rose has never been able to see her too, and that causes a lot of problems between them. Olive feels like an outsider. She only has one friend and he is blind. His name is Felix, and he doesn't even believe her that she's invisible. He just thinks she's being dramatic, because that's who Olive is. She's very dramatic. Olive is lonely, as you can imagine, and she's bitter. I don't think she realizes that she is, but she is. She's kind of a bitch, because if you can't be seen, that your only friend actually doesn't believe you that you are invisible, you've never seen yourself in the mirror, the only way you can interact with people is by talking, and you can only do that to a very, very select few, then the only way you can interact is through your words. Olive has had very little human interaction, and so it doesn't surprise me that she comes off a bitch of a lot of time, and I think she uses that to protect herself. Olive is a very flawed character, but she's also so likable that you just can't help but rooting for her. She's human, who just happens to be invisible. But then one day Tom comes along and Tom can see her, and so Olive is obviously extremely happy about this, but this brings up a whole lot of other issues. Well, number one, this puts pressure on their relationship. Tom is apparently her one true love according to this curse. That puts a lot of pressure on a first relationship. Number two, Tom first has to get over the fact that Olive is invisible, believe her, and then start dating someone. And how do you date someone that you can't introduce to your parents, that you can't talk with and introduce to your friends? It causes a lot of issues. Number three, Olive is kind of a bitch with kind of addressed, but yet they still connect, and you root for this romance and you want them to figure it out. And it's all about their romance, and on Olive also hiding something from Tom that's very important about her being invisible, that she doesn't want him to know because it might just cause him to run off if he won't already. That's all I'm gonna say, but oh my gosh, guys, this book was just, it was so good. It was more than the romance. It was more than Olive being invisible in dealing with that. I think it told a message that you can in life feel invisible. You can feel like nobody sees you. You can feel not important. You can feel lonely. All the things that Olive feels. And then one day someone can come along and they see you. They see you for who you are, and they don't give a shit, and suddenly your life opens up a little bit, and then life is about discovering who you are, wherever you like who you are, and wherever you want to change it. I think this book deals with a lot of important topics if you kind of look behind and discover the meanings of them. It's okay to be smart and feisty, though sometimes that feistiness can go a little bit far, and you also don't need anybody to feel good about yourself. The characters in here I absolutely loved. I really loved Tom. I loved Olive. She was very flawed. In fact, all the characters in here were flawed, but that's what made them great. I loved Felix, her best blind friend, and I loved her sister Rose. Rose is so good to Olive, but she goes through so much. Having an invisible sister and it's just them two is so hard on her, and she's also struggling to maintain a relationship, and her relationship with Olive often gets in the way of that, and she can't explain, sorry, this is happening, because again, she can't tell anyone that she has Olive, because who's gonna believe her? Olive is invisible. I love the plot of this book too. I didn't know where it was gonna go. I didn't know what was gonna happen. Even at the couple of end pages, I'm like, what's gonna happen? Where's it going? And it ended fantastically. I kind of threw the book in frustration though too. because it was a perfect ending, I think, for the book, but it wasn't the ending that I would have loved, that you see in movies. Without spoiling anything, I guess it was a real ending, and I love that it did that too. I think it left with me with enough hope, but I still have a lot of questions about everything, and I know that it's probably just a contemporary standalone, and I'm like 100% sure it is, but I would love to read another book about Olive. This is the first contemporary book that has actually stuck with me, that has made me excited, that has made me passionate, that has made me finish it and then within 1 hour filming a review, which I can't post till when this book comes out in another couple of months. This is a book that I want to discuss with people, a book that I want to throw at my friends and say, read it. I have never read any of the authors others writing. I think she's also Australian, so like, holy hell guys, yes, I hope she comes to Melbourne and I can meet her and the book just punched me in the face. Anyway, as I was saying, I would love to meet the author. I totally want a finished copy of this book, but I'm not giving up the arc. I love this book. I don't know if you can, but I think it's so important the way it deals with the topics, but it's also fun and romantic and hard and funny, and just the characters are lovable and irritating, and it's perfect. The more I think about this book, the more I want to up my rating. Right now it's currently sitting at a 4.5 out of 5 stars, though that may change. It might go up to 5 stars. I don't know. I need to, think about it, process it, maybe read it again, maybe then read it again after that, just because I really liked this book. This was my gushy review of Olive in Love. I think the full title is actually The Impossible Story of Olive in Love. So The Impossible Story of Olive in Love, which I'm holding upside down but I now fixed. Go pick it up and then tweet me what you thought of it, because I want to discuss the book with you. Like this video if you liked it. Let me know in the comments below if you're picking up this book, and if not, why. Please go pick this up. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you to convince you. Just go read it, and subscribe if you'd like to see more book related videos from me, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye!